I got a hair right here. Look at how big and stupid that hair is. But that's good, because we might be able to get that off. Malibu windshield. Everything's cleaned on the inside. We're going to roll this on the inside. Duh. So let's get this cleaned off. We're using one of those Libman style squeegees. I like to spray the outside and thoroughly clean the edges now. Just give them a good wipe down, because when you're reverse rolling, you'll see exactly where opportunities are for little bits of dirt to collect from like the edges. So to start this off, I'm gonna peel 1/4 of it. To be honest, since there's like a tab here, I cut this around. I could have just left it straight across. But we're gonna peel that other corner, lay this down, and then set our liner back on the tint, just the way we picked it up. Then we're gonna go do the same thing on the other side. Again, Libman squeegee. These things are really nice. They like curve to the glass. They're lightweight, so they're really quick and easy versus just the regular handled squeegee. You just got a wider reach with it. So kind of clean the dust off of it, and then make sure those edges are wiped down. And try not to over soak the edges where water can drip in. There's my sprayer. I'm gonna peel the corner here. Come on. Got it. 1/4 of the way. Missed it. Pick up the other, and then you're gonna overlap where you peeled it off originally. Right about there. Set this back down. Keeps everything nice and controlled. Right like that. So when you're rolling this, I'll start in a lower corner here. And let's say you can't do just a really tight roll. You can start with a bigger roll and then walk it back. And you can roll it back up, and you kind of like pinch it with your fingers a little bit and walk it back. That'll get the roll tighter. And the tighter the roll is, the easier it is to control. And you can let it telescope out the top. That's okay. What you're worried about is the bottom area here, because you need to tuck that part in first. And when you have a towel wedged in there, that kind of stuff starts getting in your way. So the thinner the roll, the easier it's going to be to manage. Roll the entire thing up. And then we're gonna hop on the inside. Let's take this guy too. Say hello to yourselves. We're gonna put you in here so I can kind of keep track of what's going on with the video here. So now we get to the magic of the reverse roll. We're rolling it up all the way. We're gonna pinch it, or just get that liner, press it against the film, and then peel back the tint. See how that unfolded from itself? We're gonna unroll this. I like to go like a foot and a half. Just get some film, and then go ahead and rinse that off. And we're gonna go in here. Like I said, everything was already cleaned, so what that means is it was scraped and squeegeed top to bottom. So I'm gonna worry about tucking in my lower corner and getting the left edge up on the glass first. So that's kind of down there. And then get my left side up, and you can see it stops falling off the window. And then with enough push, that's what you don't want to do. So you don't want to see it fall back off the window. Once you get it stuck, it should stay in place, and you can start unrolling it. My corner here is not gliding as much as I'd like it to right now. So hang tight. There we go, it's a little bit better. And then scooch this over there. And I didn't move this at all. I tried to keep this in the exact same spot. What you always want to avoid doing is creating vacuums. So anytime you have to pull the film off the glass, air and water sucks back into those areas. So the flatter you can keep this, the better. And then I'll hold the roll just a little bit off of the glass. Keep it away while I'm unrolling this. It generally helps with all the dirt. And then when we get about this far away, so about a foot away from the side, I let the roll drop off. That way I can peel out the liner, toss that away. You can mist it, you can rinse the corners if you want. Throw this up on the rest of the window. And then just wiggle it around until everything's covered. So the more space I've got at that bottom edge, the easier this is to do. Malibu's pretty forgiving. I put both a dash towel and a soak shield rope. The only unfortunate thing about the soak shield ropes and that kind of stuff is it pinches right there. So you always want to make sure you jam that down a little bit farther out of your way. Try and get everything settled and squeegee out the window first. Doing good? Good. But we're gonna squeegee from the center. We got the hybrid squeegee. Going kind of like a circular pattern. See these big air pockets? What happens is if you kind of just go all the way straight across, which if you know what you're doing, you can. But you wanna avoid these air pockets and these tension lines from jutting back into an area where you just squeegeed. Keep everything going out, kind of in a circle. And use that water to help put the air out, because it's a pressure sensitive adhesive. As soon as you stick it to the glass, you know, if it's wet, more water will glide through it. But if it's somewhat dry and you push air back through it, you'll get white streaks and drag marks. And you'll start hearing the tint like popping and stuff. Should all be quiet. Should all be smooth. I got that stuff down there. Hang on, let me go grab a squeegee here. We got side swipe and we got reverse bulldozer. Okay, this is like imperfection bulldozer. They're usually like this, squeegee blade face up. This is, I should throw this one out. It shouldn't be made like that. I didn't make them. But side swipe is good for all this. I'm gonna jump to the other side, I think, because see how that's looking a little almost bunched? I wanna avoid crunching that corner. It'll take a perfectly good windshield and completely ruin it. Off of being a little impatient. Zoop. Make sure it's free. Cool. That should be good. Put that stuff aside. Corner card, just in case, just swipe past. You can also use some corner cards just to help keep the film down. So when you pull back on the towel, you know, you can release it without it ripping the film back up. Cool. So at that point, you're just gonna spray it off, scrub it, check it over, but that's how you do a reverse roll. I got a hair right here. Look at how big and stupid that hair is. But that's good, because we might be able to get that off. This looks incredibly clean. I'm very happy with it, but fixing something like that is not a guarantee. I will say the smaller the hair, generally, the easier, or the bigger the hair, the easier it is to get out. So being that it's in a lower corner, that's so unusual. I don't usually get that. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do to attempt to save this windshield, which I think we can, make sure the edges are wiped down and clean. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is we need to peel this film back very slowly and very gently. Because the faster you whip this back, the more air that rushes in. But as long as this is fresh, you can do this. It's not stuck yet. See how it's not tugging off of the glass? I'm gonna peel that corner. We need to free up all the film to give us access to that spot. And it's just a little weird. We're gonna try and pull it back a little bit further. Get this towel back, right like that maybe. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen it up. So I'm gonna feel it. Oh, there it is. Like I said, bigger hairs, so much easier because that's why. Easy to find, easy to feel them, and they don't bury themselves in the glue. So we wanna just finesse that off. And now we're gonna start rolling this film back on here, and then when we get to that corner, what I'm gonna do is just give this a little spritz, wash that down. So if I had that right here, it's much harder because you have to pull so much film off. If it's up here, it's way easier, little film, and then you can reach to a spot like that. So with every pass, I'm just eyeballing this stuff, looking to see if we brushed any type of dirt back into it. It looks good. Down here. Good. All right, now with the bottom, bulldozer it out. You'll notice too, I didn't try and shove the towel and stuff back in there because I need to free up as much space so I can hopefully save that. And then we're gonna check it out. Let's see, did we save it? Oh, look at that, it's gone. Sweet. Let me know if you have questions about that kind of stuff.